Hello, ladies and gents. Welcome to another episode of Football Moshla. This is your host, Qazi Adil, and I have with me,
Fardan Ahmed.
and we are actually going to be covering which players to buy, sell, which captains to select during this festive period of FPL. This is basically a Football Moshla FPL focused episode, so please stick around. We are actually in the middle of Gameweek 15.
We're in the
Uh,
middle of Gameweek 15, and whoever's watching or listening, if you haven't subscribed yet, make sure you do click on the subscribe or touch on the subscribe button, and you are an official subscriber to the channel. Today is mostly, even though the channel is Football Moshla, we're talking about FPL Moshla because this whole December month is already starting to get insane, isn't it? Have you seen the rotations, Adil?
I have, and especially in game week 14, a lot of surprises. Jackson on the bench, Welbeck not playing, no statement apparently. What happened?
You
No
saw what
statement as
happened
far
with
as
Gabriel also?
what happened with Gabriel. Apparently, Welbeck's one was very hush hush, but we have not received any information on that. I don't know if they came out with a statement. We'll see, find out tomorrow, I guess.
Yeah.
The next in this game week when Brighton plays next.
hmm
But thankfully, I replaced Welbeck, so I
With
was not. The person I replaced was Jackson, my boy, Action Jackson,
Action
and
Jackson. Yeah.
and then Action Jackson had no action.
And you took a -4.
I took a -4, and then acha Kane. This is where things get very interesting. So we have to go straight into this.
Sure.
So this rule is like if you bring in a minus, like if you make your one free transfer and then you want to take a -4, make another transfer, and to offset the -4, you make that player the captain. That's how you get the -4 back. এখন ওই দিন -4 ব্যাক আমি জ্যাকসনকে ক্যাপ্টেন বানাইছিলাম। জ্যাকসন ওয়াজ মাই -4, আমার ফ্রি ট্রান্সফার করা হয়ে গেছিল। সো জ্যাকসনকে নেওয়ার পরে আমার জ্যাকসন স্টার্টই করে নাই। সো সায়েন্টিস্ট, FPL scientist, can you explain what happens in that scenario where the captain doesn't start and then what happens? Like exactly, my
Vice
vice
captain.
vice
Vice
captain
captain
gets all
comes
the
in.
points.
The vice
Yeah.
captain is your captain because the captain didn't even play 1 minute of the game. If your captain comes in 89 minutes, a lot of people do it. Captain will definitely get 1 point,
Hmm.
and he will get 2 points, right? But there's been crazy scenarios when the captain comes on, picks up a yellow card, you get 0, so your captain has 0 points. So as soon as the festive season started, the official Premier League podcasters kept on saying, guys, make sure your bench is good, make sure your bench is good. And they were giving warnings. They were giving warnings because if your bench is not strong, whoever's not starting, they will be subbed into the bench, and that person from the bench is going to come off. For example, when Gabriel did not start last week, all those defenders came on, the consas and the broccolis and the other vegetables that's on the bench. They all
কনসা
came off.
কনসা
They all,
কিন্তু আমারে আমি যতদিন কনসা ছিল ততদিন আমি টপে ছিলাম,
yes,
নাম্বার
he
1 ছিলাম।
he owes you.
এখন কনসাকে আমি ছেড়ে দিছি and আমি একদম পুরা লাস্টের দিকে চলে আসতেছি।
Last week, because of Gabriel's sub, my
হুম।
defense only had Hardwood Bellis and Johnson from Leicester or
Did you
Ipswich.
ever play that guy, Hardwood Bellis? মুখে
No,
ধরে রাখছো জাস্ট পয়সা দিয়ে কেনার জন্য।
no, his name may be Hardwood, but he's been very soft in my team.
He's a
Um,
softwood.
but the only points I got were from Robinson and Pickford last week. That was game week 14. So
You
I
still
was,
have Pickford after the 4-0 of Manchester United?
yeah, I had him on my team on the 4-0. He had 0 points.
Apparently he's the best goalkeeper in the FPL, save
Apparently,
wise.
yes.
No, I
Apparently,
think
yes.
Flecken took over today, I think.
Flecken may have, because Flecken's saves are much better
Yeah.
in terms of save. But Pickford had a good game, honestly.
And then there is another certain Onana we can talk about later, right? Onana. Not now. Okay.
Don't own him.
So that's apparently that's what happens. So if the captain doesn't play, so captain na khelle, vice
Vice
captain
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 comes
hoye jay.
on, and if your midfielder is not starting, then your first sub is gonna come on, preferably if it's a defender or a forward or whatever you have. So, but the problem that most people face that if the defender didn't play and their first sub is not a defender, then it may have gotten stuck. So you have to be ready who's your first sub. My first sub has been Bruno Fernandes this week, and I'm heavily gonna get rewarded because since we mentioned we're still in the middle of game week 15, and only first half of the games have finished. Sorry, one third of the games have finished because we have games on Monday as well for game week 15. So for me, Mo Salah, as you may know, Merseyside Derby was postponed. So my captain was Mo Salah. I didn't make any transfers this week. So most of my vice captain is Palmer. So I have to see how he messes up against Spurs because my vice captain luck hasn't been that well. So Fernandez is going to come off the bench for Mo Salah. Gabriel is still flagged in the game. My Hardwood Bellis and Johnson are still on the bench, but Johnson hasn't played any minute for Ipswich, so I don't have good luck with that. So guys, the rule of thumb for now for the festive season is vice captain benches. You really have to select and keep in mind that there might be rotation, weather problem. I don't know what's going to happen, but Chelsea are doing heavy rotations. For example, for game week 14, Chelsea made 7 changes to their roster.
So the postponed games, they're like, if it happens, then it's not going to be part of game week 15, that game week, right? It's going to be part of the next game week
It's going to be
when.
part of most preferably a double game week.
Oh,
We
so
might get our first double game week at the end of December or beginning of January.
সালা তো আমারও ক্যাপ্টেন ছিল বোধহয় এই উইকে, তো আমরা সবাই ধরা খেয়েছি।
Whoever captain Salah, your vice captain will either be a hero or a zero for you this week.
আমি ব্যাক টু ব্যাক ভাইস ক্যাপ্টেনে
I
ধরা
think
খাচ্ছি।
it's Cunha, right? Your vice captain?
না, আই ডোন্ট হ্যাভ কোনিয়া ইন মাই টিম।
Okay, okay.
আমি কোনিয়ার হাইপ টেনে যাই নাই, না গিয়ে যদি আমি টিকতে পারি দেন দ্যাটস গুড, বাট
I don't
আই
know.
ডোন্ট নো
You
ম্যান।
have to follow your gut. Since you are a technical analyst of FPL, sorry, Premier League, if your
I'm
gut
not
tells you Cunha is not that, then go for
I'm
your
not a
action, guys.
I'm not a technical analyst, because the only thing is that the Strand Larson is giving me consistently assist and goals. So
Yes.
I
By the
hope
way,
he get.
guys, Haaland is back on the score sheet.
Yeah, it was গুহির জন্য, গুহি গেহি না, গুহি জাম করতে পারে না ওর সাথে, এই জন্য গোল খাইছে
We
গুহি। মাই ফেভারিট। আমি কিন্তু বলতেছি এইবার ওয়াইল্ড কার্ডের জন্য ওয়েট করতেছি। ওয়াইল্ড কার্ড হইলে আমি ব্যাক টু কনসা এন্ড গুহি। ওকে, I'm going back.
watch the fixtures, man. You have to see the fixtures.
Nah, I'm going with my gut. Gonza, Guhi, and Delete. It's gonna
Delete, yes. Delete
lighten
might
up
do that.
my thing. So okay, let's go straight into the differentials and which players to buy, which player to sell for the next
Okay,
couple
so
of
I'm
game
gonna go
weeks.
team by team, basically. Okay,
Okay.
so I'm gonna go in alphabetical order, and when I finish, when I'm talking about a team, feel free to chime in, Adil. I don't
Mm,
want this section to be only about me. So I'm going to start with Arsenal.
mm.
Alphabetically, they're top of the food chain, and also are top of the fixture ticker as well, because the next fixtures are Everton, Crystal Palace, Ipswich, Brentford, and we know how much these teams struggle defensively and how good Arsenal is doing attackingly. So Saka is a lock. I think you should lock him in. And a lot of people are doing double defense, which means keeper Raya and Gabriel. A lot of people are doing Timber Gabriel. A lot of people are doing Timber Raya. Why Timber? Timber has a goal threat. Timber is playing in front of Ben White, in place of Ben White. So you can either do double defense and Saka, which I think is good because you never know who's gonna score, because Rice scores, Martinelli scores, Trossard scores, Odegaard is on penalties. Hopefully
Hmm.
he's gonna score too. So in midfield, it's up to you who you like, who's gonna fit your budget, who's gonna fit your team. So Saka, lock him in, and you can get Odegaard, Trossard, Martinelli. Rice, I would not say because he stays back a lot. In terms of defense, literally anybody. Saliba, we saw him come in with a goal, which was great for FPL managers. And Timber definitely came up with a goal as well. So you can definitely consider him.
I think we can. আমার কাজ যেটা বলে, I think I personally will do is like Gabriel ভালো মজা হয়েছে. He has done everything. অনেক মজা করছে, দাঁত টাত ক্লিন করে আসছে, মানে সাদা করে আসছে,
Yeah, he did.
ভালো দাঁত ক্লিন করছে, ভেরি হোয়াইটনিং, মানে টিথ হোয়াইটনিংটা ভালো হয়েছে। সো ওগুলা করার পরে এখন I think it's time for Saliba and Timber. So in the second half of the season, if you have Saliba, you should hold on to him. I think
Until Ben White comes.
Ben White আসতেছে না, ও বিয়ে করছে না, হানিমুনে আছে, injured and honeymoon, I think both.
Smart guy.
Yeah. So I don't think Ben White is coming. আসলো লাস্টের দিকে আসবে. Just hold on to Timber. If Timber is fit, Timber এর একটা রিস্ক হচ্ছে Timber fit থাকে নাকি জানি না. If he's fit, then Saliba Timber. আর যদি কারো আরো বেশি মজা লাগে তাহলে Gabriel Saliba Timber.
Good call. Good, very good
Defense
picks.
is all set. বাকি টাকা কোথায় যাবে জানি না, but
Yeah.
you have
You do you.
you do you. Yeah.
Next is Aston Villa.
Uh,
Aston Villa has been a tricky bunch. Defensively, they concede. They also got thrashed by Arsenal recently. But the consistent performer in that team has been Morgan Rogers. I've had him since Gameweek 1. He's been rewarding me consistently. He is that number 10 that every team wants. He shoots, he assists. He's very much present. So the upcoming fixtures are very, very tricky. They have Nottingham Forest away, Man City at home, Newcastle away. So these three fixtures, you can definitely bench Morgan Rogers because all three of them are bad fixtures. But if you have to play, you have to play. Watkins is someone I consider bringing him in, but he's really not there. He either has a great game with 12 points or he just has a one pointer. Like this week, he was on the bench. Today, he was on the bench. John Duran started, and John Duran
yeah.
scored.
Finally.
So Duran has been great for FPL in some aspects, but you never know what Unai Emery is going to do because of this hectic schedule. There's EFL, there's Champions League, and there's Premier League. These guys are playing at an average of 3 matches in 7 days, right?
Mhm.
So it's absolutely hectic, and performance-wise, you don't know which team is going to do good. Everybody's going to be fatigued, which means
two ম্যাচ খেলে এখন বা সামনে 3 হয়তো হইতে পারে.
তিন হইতে পারে. It's look at the
Yeah.
fixtures. It's insane. So players like Anthony Gordon and Saka will play. They will play. But if you want to be smart and pick a differential, you have to pick teams that doesn't have Champions League. That brings in your Brightons and Bournemouths and Nottingham Forest and all those players. However, these guys do have EFL. So a lot of people have EFL. Even Everton has EFL coming up. So if you're I don't know, Dominic Calvert-Lewin owner or someone else, you will be punished.
Dominic Calvert-Lewin. What happened to him? Ancelotti's favorite
হেড
striker.
দিছে, ডিফেন্ডারের পাশে লেগে গোল গেছে, সেলিব্রেট করতেছে।
So goal is goal.
ওর গোল ছিল না ওটা।
তো সালিবাও তো পাসা দিয়ে গোল
I'm
দিছে.
just glad that Wolves defender scored 2 goals this week.
Own goal.
Yeah, Craig Dawson.
He's the man. Craig Dawson কে own করে এখানে? কে own করে? Anybody owns Craig Dawson?
Just for fun, I'm gonna check how many people actually own him, like the percentage. Just for
Wow.
fun.
Craig Dawson যদি কেউ own করে, my
Dawson
goodness.
is owned by 0.2% of the game, so it's okay.
Okay. No, not interested. তারপরে আমাদের আসছে যে ঝাঁকানাকা টিম বোর্নমাউথ.
Bournemouth has been excellent. They have been too good. A lot of people are bringing in the defenders. A lot of people are bringing in Kepa because he does get save points. Kepa was also got a bonus point in the last game he played. So watch out if you need a good keeper. Bournemouth has a decent amount of fixtures. They have West Ham United, Crystal Palace, Fulham, Everton. So next 5 game weeks, you should definitely lock in a Bournemouth player. Semenyo, I don't know. What do you say?
Semenyo, Kluivert, and Evan Nilsson. I am very much
Tempted?
I'm very tempted with Evan Nilsson. Yes. I was very tempted with replacing Mbumo with Kluivert this game week. Thankfully, I didn't do it.
Because Mbomo?
Mbumo scored and an assisted.
Huge
Assisted
differential
one.
for you this week. Huge differential.
Yeah. So Mbumo, my patience was running out, but then I stranded in my defense.
Stranded.
Because আমার ডিফেন্সটা একটু দরকার ছিল, you know. সো আমার মিডফিল্ডে অত হেডেক নাই, কারণ এমবুমোকে রাখা একটা সুবিধা হচ্ছে যে ওটা পেনাল্টি টেকার, তো ও স্কোর করার চান্স থাকে. হিজ আ মানে পেনাল্টি টেকার,
Free 5 points basically.
ইয়া. সো এমবুমোকে জন্য, আর ক্লাইভার্টও পেনাল্টি টেকার, সো it
They
was a
rotate
toss up.
depending on
It's
the keeper.
yeah. So I think but Kluivert sometimes সবসময় পুরা গেম খেলে না, so that's the thing. So that's why I went with
It was
Mbumo.
rotation, yes. Kluivert does get rotated, yes.
I think Evan Nilsson
Is a lock in the team.
is a lock, and you can actually maybe game week 18, 19, 20 তে Evan Nilsson কেনা যায়.
He's a differential for this week because he's owned by 4.7 for upcoming week. I'm sorry, he's owned by 4.7% of the game. His price is 6.1 million. So Evan Nilsson will might reward you. West Ham are abysmal right now, so Evan Nilsson will take advantage of that.
Yeah. But Evan is not kidding, so I have my Stranding.
Stranding.
Strand Larson. Okay, so Brentford, like speaking of Mbumo,
Brentford for me, the lock has to be Wissa.
Wisa scored a great goal today,
Mhm. I didn't
but
see any match actually. Sorry, I'm saying only because I know that he
no,
scored.
I've seen it. But Wisa scored because Harvey Barnes gave him the pass.
Or Barnes.
Newcastler. So assist by Harvey Barnes, scored by Wisa.
What a game, huh? 4-2. Who expected that?
Uh and Isaac, my boy Isaac, he's scoring, but it's very tempting to replace him. But I'm not. I'm not gonna do that
We are
because
going to quickly mention the screamer he scored against Liverpool, man.
yes,
Oh my
that
God.
was like he took Van Dyke for a
Spin.
Dyke run. If you guys
That
can,
was a Macron goal. I saw that goal 5 times. I was like, wow.
yeah, yeah, yeah. So he had another chance. Also, he missed, but
Yeah. He missed it. He scores the tough ones.
yeah, he misses the easy ones. But he finally Van Dyke একটু তেলটা কমাইছে সেদিন Van Dyke একটু বেশি তেল হয়ে গেছে
নাকটা
সবাইকে ধাক্কা
নাকটার নামছে নাকের তেলটা একটু বেশি আছে।
ধাক্কা
নাকে
ধাক্কা
বলছে
মারে ইচ্ছা মতো খালি বডি
swag.
বডি ইউজ করে আম 6'7", you can't touch me, ইজাক কয় আয় তুই আয় তোর একটু নাচাই so
একটু
so
সুইস মিক্স
হুম,
দিছে একটু।
দিছে পুরা আফ্রিকান তো আফটার অল তো দুটাই আফ্রিকান so I mean genetics wise তো pretty similar huh?
Dutch and Swedish fans are be like, what?
Hey man, you can meet me in the comments. ব্র্যান্ডফোর্ডের পরে আসতেছে
Brighton.
this is Brighton সব প্লেয়ার কিনে রেখে দেওয়া উচিত এই up until the next 2-3
Brighton
game
have been
week.
leaking goals, so I wouldn't recommend defense. The only
Offense. Yeah.
offense, it has to be Mitoma, I think, in midfield.
হ্যাঁ মিটোমাকে দেখি সবাই নিতেছে আমি বুঝতেছি না মিটোমার হাইপ ট্রেনটা কি আমি এখনো বুঝতেছি না একটা গোলই করছে হেড দিয়ে
Mitoma hype train only দেখাবে when he actually goes up against a minnow team like Everton or Leicester, someone like that. And then if he does great over there, he will start. Everybody will start bringing him more. Mitoma is very advanced into the box. He cuts in nicely. He's an excellent dribbler. But the amount of chances Joao Pedro misses, man, and this guy was not missing anything. But as soon as I bought him in, he's missing sitters. So it's been very frustrating to be a Joao Pedro owner. But I'm holding on to him only because I really want to bring in Isak into my team. But we're gonna get to Newcastle in a couple of seconds.
so Brighton yeah and mention of Welbeck no there was no mention of Welbeck not being on game week 14 squad.
No.
João Pedro started and now hopefully Welbeck owners will rejoice tomorrow or today.
Just a
Probably
couple of hours until we
in a
find out.
couple of
We're
hours.
recording at 4 a.m.
Wow, what a commitment! So, so yeah, so basically, Brighton. I'm very tempted to have Brighton players, offensive players,
They
Mitoma.
look great when they attack.
Yeah, but I think Minte আছে তারপরে Adingra আছে, so
A lot of rotations again.
rotation. Huh? So you have to pick wisely. Chelsea,
Oh,
Jackson, baby,
one of the most exciting teams in FPL because of
এত
the
player,
of
এত
the
player.
is Brentford, Everton, Fulham, Ipswich, Crystal Palace, Bournemouth, Wolves. Until game week 22, you should have Chelsea players. You can even triple up on them. The honorable mentions are Sanchez, Cucurella, if you want to invest in defense. They're pretty much a lock, but they are because of the rotations. You don't know if Malo Gusto will come in or খুবই কঠিন একটা নাম আছে আদিবাসী না কি যেন একটা নাম আছে খুবই কঠিন একটা নাম আছে সো
আদিবাসী
খুবই কঠিন একটা নাম আছে আমি ওর নাম বলতে পারি না ডিসাসি আছে সরি বাট এই দিয়ে একটা নাম আছে এই নামটা আমি প্রনাউন্স করতে পারি না so so defense even Sanchez was rotated so choose wisely, go with your gut, or go with the team news, what they will do. But even the Chelsea new goalkeeper, he looked a little shaken up. But Palmer is not part of the European squad, has not been part of the European squad for a long time. So Palmer is mostly preferred in Premier League games. So he's going to be an excellent captaincy pick in the upcoming game weeks also. And Jackson. So Palmer, Jackson, and my person who I want to get is Enzo, because Enzo has been looking prolific in the midfield and his assist and goal potential has really gone up under Enzo Maresca.
তুমি বলতে চাচ্ছিলে যে তসিন আদা রা বায়ো
Wow, you're great.
আদা রা বায়ো
Wow,
দ্যাটস
I have a lot of
তস
respect for
ত-
you.
টসিন বললেই তো হয় আর কি, বাকিটা তো আদিবাসী দরকার নেই তো।
টসিন বললে মনে হয় কোনো একটা কাশির ওষুধ। So
টসিন টসিন
Toshin
that's
Bhai.
his name.
Another person, another few people that I will mention is Jadon Sancho and Pedro Neto. Not
Okay.
because I'm a United fan. Jadon Sancho always played good under managers who are not part of Manchester United. So it was so good to see him on the score sheet. He was, I loved, I'm a Jadon Sancho fan because of how he plays in He played last season in Dortmund. He is playing in Chelsea. I know you don't like him, but I really like him. I like his work ethic. I like how he dribbles. I like his commitment to whatever team he plays. He gives his 110%. But yeah, Sancho and Pedro Neto, we should definitely consider.
He doesn't give us 110%. That is not something that we can agree on. If he gave 110%, তাহলে ডর্টমুন্ড ওরে ব্যস্ত না, ম্যানচেস্টার ইউনাইটেড ওরে লোনে পাঠাইতো না, আর চেলসিতেও পুরোপুরি স্টার্ট করতো।
No, United managers have had a problem with him.
ওর অ্যাটিটিউড নিয়ে সবার, ডর্টমুন্ড ম্যানেজার also had problems with him.
Well,
He had
he's
a
that
very
good though. At the training pitch, he's one of the best players there. He dribbles, he assists, and everything. And the managers don't like his swagger.
he গার্নাচো টাইপ হয়ে যেতেছে আর কি। He thinks very highly of himself. But Premier League কিন্তু অত সাকসেসফুল না। So I don't
No,
know.
he hasn't been.
Yeah, PSG নুনো মেন্ডেসকে মানে ইয়ে দেখানো এক জিনিস, আর কি বলে প্রিমিয়ার লিগে তোমার ডিফেন্ডার গুলোকে টেক অন করা আরেক জিনিস।
I'll
So
give you that. Yes.
so that's
Maybe because I'm a fanboy. I'm just biased.
জেডন স্যানচো খেলা রাইট উইং এ খেলার জন্য আইছে, বলছে আমি রাইট উইং এ খেলবো না, লেফট উইং এ খেলবো। What's the point? Then we have Crystal Palace.
For me, it has to be, if you want to, it's Brighton, Arsenal, Bournemouth, Southampton. So you might want to hold on to game week 19 until you get in Mateta or Munoz, who actually scored it back-to-back games as a right wing back. I told him, or told already, that he's one of my favorite players, and I brought him in my free hit chip last season. So he's excellent. He's a Colombian. He never gets tired, just like Luis Diaz. His work ethic is off the hook. So Munoz and Mateta is someone you should consider.
What about Henderson and my boy Guhi?
Guhi, I'm not going to talk about him. His name
Gehi.
has Gu in it. Henderson has been good in keeper wise. So Henderson is someone you can rotate as a second keeper. And the other person you mentioned, who was it?
এই দুইটাই।
Oh, I was about to say Eze. Eze has been very on and off, but Eze is looking good. So
আচ্ছা,
if you need a budget pick, go for Eze.
Everton, should we mention any?
No, they have
অনেকে
a
আছে।
terrible run of fixtures coming up ahead. So I'm gonna sell Pickford. So I wouldn't. No, nothing from Everton.
অনেকে আসলে ইয়াং আর মায়ালাঙ্কোনা ওদেরকে নিয়ে হ্যাপি আছে
No, I
কয়েক
was
কিছু।
I was very happy to see Tarkovsky getting a lot of shots on goal. His goal was also disallowed. Tarkovsky is someone I have owned in the last few seasons, and he rewarded me. But his goal threat has gone up as of last week.
আচ্ছা, okay, so Fulham.
They have Liverpool coming up next weekend, which is one of the toughest fixtures they'll face. But they have an up and down: Liverpool, Southampton, Chelsea, Bournemouth. So next few weeks you have to rotate Fulham. For example, I'm going to be rotating Robinson a little bit, but I will actually play Robinson against Liverpool. He will be in my team because Robinson is really in great form. He's very confident. He moves, and he will make this Liverpool defense really stronger. He has the potential to get 2 or 3 assists per game, but only because the number 9s and are messing up. That's why he's not getting those assists.
আমরা একটা জিনিস বলতে ভুলে গেছিলাম যে বোর্নমাউথে যে রবিনসনের মতো একটা আছে যে হচ্ছে কার্কেস,
Right. Sorry.
সো এই দুইজনের লেফট ব্যাকে যদি কারো লেফট ব্যাক লাগে অফেন্সিভ অ্যাসিস্ট করা লাগে বা গোল, you guys can look into that.
Yes,
রবিনসন
he's a good
রবিনসন
differential.
yeah, আমাদের একজন মানে অ্যানালিস্ট না মানে কি তুমি তোমার তোমার মতো মানুষরা অনেকেই এগুলো টাইপের পিক কিনে ফেলে কিনে নেয়
না
কিনে রাখে
আমার
না?
কোনো I'm not able to do any kind of database stuff because my Premier League FPL season is just terrible right now. So I don't have a foundation yet. I need to get foundation and then I can do my scientist stuff, whatever it
আচ্ছা
is.
আচ্ছা আচ্ছা। সো ফুলামের পরে আসতেছে ইপসউইচ, ডেলাপ ছাড়া কাউকে আর হাটচিনসন আই গেস। লেস্টারে অনেকে আছে, লেস্টার
Vardy is in a lot of teams.
ভার্ডি আছে,
Broccoli.
অকুলির আমি খেলাবই এই কারণ নেক্সটে ম্যানচেস্টার সিটি আর
Your
ম্যানচেস্টার
obsession
ইউনাইটেড,
with broccoli, man.
বিকজ Oculi is like আমার Manchester City or Manchester United defender is going to cancel each other out. I need different points, man. Like you think Vardiel and Mazarawi point আনবে আমার জন্য জীবনেও না. So
Mazraoui will.
if he starts, he didn't start
Yeah,
today.
so heavy rotation under Amorim.
So এটা বোঝা যাচ্ছে না. Okay, so Leicester-এ আছে কিছু player. Harmanson saves a lot.
Lot of saves, yes.
Goalkeeper হিসেবে. Then we're gonna go to Liverpool.
Salah is a lock, definitely.
সবার জন্য everybody has Salah.
Other than Salah, Luis Diaz is heavily rotated. Gakpo is, you see him getting picked by Slot. Slot, prefers him. A lot of people like you have Curtis Jones, but Curtis Jones does have a goal threat. But in terms of defense, definitely Van Dijk, Gallagher. But Alisson is coming back in December, so we still don't know what's going to happen with Gallagher.
I think he goes back to the bench.
Most likely. It's terrible though, but it's okay.
No, Alisson যদি ভালো খেলে তাহলে why not? I started my keepers with Alisson and Raya. What do you think? My team was best.
You invested 12 million on goalkeepers. That's crazy.
Yeah, and they returned up until Alisson got injured. তারপরে সব উল্টাপাল্টা হয়ে গেছে.
That's when your season also started getting a little.
No, still আমি রায়াকে নিয়ে আমার সিজন শেষ হয়ে গেছে যখন আমি আমার ডিলিট রে সরাই ফেলছিলাম. That's when the seasons it coincided with Manchester United season basically because my team was heavily Manchester United based.
Yeah, it was.
So তারপরে আসতেছে আমাদের beloved Rico Lewis team, Manchester City, Pep Guardiola.
Good listing.
Because ওরা জিজ্ঞেস করছে যে রিকো লুইস ইয়েলো কার্ড আর লাল কার্ড নিয়ে কি জানি একটা কথা হইতেছে বিকজ ইট ওয়াজ রিকো লুইস, আবার জিজ্ঞেস করছে বলে ইট ওয়াজ রিকো লুইস, আবার জিজ্ঞেস করছে বলে ইট ওয়াজ রিকো লুইস, 4বার না 5বার বলছে ইট ওয়াজ রিকো লুইস. You should watch that interview.
Obsessed.
মানে anyways, so রিকো লুইস আমার টিমে আছে but he got the red card, so I might switch him up.
Yeah, definitely lay off Man City defense. They're leaking goals like crazy. The only person you can go for is probably Gavardiol if you think that Gavardiol is very advanced. He still has a goal threat. But Haaland, I think you can still consider him. He's back on the score sheet. He's looking a little bit more confident. And I think starting Gameweek 17, when they start traveling to Aston Villa, is when Haaland will unleash again. And in Manchester Derby, they're playing in the Etihad Stadium. So Haaland usually plays good. And we're seeing Manchester United being very abysmal in defense, as we saw today, with Onana just ball watching like a bird. Like he just literally ball he looks at the ball. And as a keeper, you don't do that. I kept in many teams. স্কুল থেকে শুরু করে আমি কানিংহাম থেকে শুরু করে সব জায়গায় কিপিং করছি. I track the ball. আমি ক্রিকেট খেলতাম, বল ট্র্যাকিং করতাম, ফিল্ডিং এ ক্যাচ ধরতাম, মিস করলে আমি বল হাতে লাগতো. So as a keeper you should do that shit. Anyways, আমি ও র্যান্টেজ করতে চাই না. আমরা ম্যান সিটি নিয়ে কথা বলতেছি তাই না? Yeah, we're talking about Manchester City. So Haaland, Guardiola, these are the only picks I can think about. কারণ ওদের মিডফিল্ডে I don't see that. Foden has been terrible. Man United's Anthony is having a better season than Foden in terms of data. Yes, more passes completed, more XG, more dribbles completed. Everything Anthony is beating him.
বাবা রে বাবা, অ্যান্থনি আর ফর্ডেন কম্পারিজন আসতেছে
Yeah,
মানে
I forgot to send it to you. আমি আজকে স্ক্রল করার সময়
I've
দেখছি।
seen it,
You have
but
seen it?
I've seen it, but দুনিয়াটা কই যাইতেছে? অ্যান্থনির সাথে আমরা এখন ফর্ডেনরে কম্পেয়ার করতেছি ডেটা দিয়ে।
You
Man,
never,
this
never
is
know.
crazy.
Never say never. Anthony might be.
না না, অ্যান্থনি কোনো ফিউচার নাই, he's done. He's done.
He
He's
did.
going somewhere for like
Deserves to
zero.
be in a circle. In সাবওয়েতে যদি একটু ট্রিক্স করে একটু মানুষের জন্য কি একটু ডলার টলার দিয়ে যায়।
ওই ইনডোরে ফুটসাল খেলতে যেতে পারে
ফুটসাল।
রোনাল্ডিনিওর সাথে। He's good
Nice.
with futsal, yeah. But yeah, he's done. He's done in the English Premier League. ওরা বোধ হয় কম দামে বেচবে। So now, talking about Manchester United and certain Onana, যে বল দেখতেছে, ও বল দেখে তো ঠিকই। আর বল দেখে বলের সাথে মুভ করতে না পারলে বডি যদি মুভ না করে কি করবে? অত বড় একটা মাসল টাসল নিয়ে বডি বানাইছে। Like UFC ফাইটারের মতো একটা বডি। So he sees it, his eyes see the ball, it's just that his body doesn't react to it.
Well,
So
then I guess Bayandir has to start next game.
বায়ানদেরকে তো কেউ বাইন মানে বেলে দিতেছে না।
He
বাইন
he has to buy.
ও
He
তো
has to get
বাইন হয়ে
bind.
বসে আছে।
পোকারে যেমন বাইন করে না, ওরকম বাইন
ও
করতে
তো
হবে।
বাইনের চান্সই পাচ্ছে না। ওকে তো সবাই বেঞ্চিন করে রাখতেছে।
চান্স দাও, চান্স দাও, চান্স দাও।
I don't know, মানে Binder, if you have seen his videos, I don't know, like he is a good shot stopper, like,
হ্যাঁ, why do you think? আমি কিন্তু ফাইজলামের জন্য বায়ানদেরকে বলতেছি না।
and
আমি
he's
ওর
taller than Onana, I guess.
he's
So
great.
yeah, if you see his saves,
He
like,
is athletic, man. He's springy. You
so
need
okay,
that shit.
okay,
Excuse me.
yeah, so talking about Manchester United, okay,
Ahmad
I
and
have a lot to
Bruno.
say. I have a lot to say, but I'm not gonna say that much. I'm just gonna hit a bulbo. I'm gonna say this: Manchester United, they lost to Nottingham Forest, 3-2 at home. I'm gonna say this: Manchester United, they are not a big club anymore. Manchester United are not a big they're not a big club
We should
anymore.
clip this.
Yes, but it's the fact. It's the truth. Outside facilities wise, squad wise, everything wise, they are not a big club anymore. It's very all the Manchester United fans. I'm not living in the past. I know the hard reality.
It's a fact.
And it's a fact, and I've said it many times that this team doesn't matter which manager you bring in, you need to revamp the squad, basically.
Massively.
Massively revamp the squad because they have old habits and old habits don't change. You can not you can maybe see a hill move, pahar move করতে দেখতে পারেন, but মানুষের habit change হয় না. So that's very
Are
rarely
you talking
habit
about
change.
like dog's tail?
Dog's tail আবার কি?
কুত্তার লেজ সোজা হয় না যে কখনো?
Oh, dog's tail.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. আমি স্টেল শুনছি। আচ্ছা হ্যাঁ, কুকুরের লেজ যেরকম সোজা হয় না, ম্যানচেস্টার ইউনাইটেড প্লেয়ার গুলা।
Unfiltered, bro.
Oh, তো ম্যানচেস্টার ইউনাইটেড প্লেয়ার গুলারও খাসলত চেঞ্জ হবে না। So basically,
এটা আরেকটা ক্লিপ।
I mean, আমার কথা হচ্ছে যে সোজা ভাষায় বলা হইতেছে যে বল ধরে রাখো আর ডিফেন্সের সময় বল দেখো এবং রিয়াক্ট করো। And again, I'm losing patience with some defenders. Like Lisandro Martinez is one. I'm losing very much. I mean, I've said it from the start of the season. He's always up for a fight. If you're really up for a fight, go to a mixed martial arts cage and fight there, not on a football pitch. Because
Lot of pent up rage.
হ্যাঁ
Lot of কি জানি আছে boiling inside.
মানে বয়লিং ইনসেন, মানে মারামারি করবো, হ্যান করবো, ত্যান করবো, আড়ামাটো, আর ওকে আমি জিমে পাঠাই দিচ্ছি, আই সেন্ড হিম ব্যাক টু দ্য জিম, ব্লা ব্লা ব্লা, ইউনো। নেক্সট ডে ফুলামের সাথে খেলা হইলো, আড়ামা তো তোমার খবর করে
Can
হলে
be a physical game. That Fulham game.
ভেরি ফিজিক্যাল করে দেবে। ও তেল টেল মেখে আসবে বডির মধ্যে, অ্যাডামা যেমনি করে তেল
Johnson and
মাখে না,
Johnson. Baby
ট্রাওয়ারে
oil.
বেবি অয়েল মাখবে, জনসন এন্ড জনসন বেবি
Let's
অয়েল।
not digress.
বাট আমার কথা হচ্ছে যে ওকে, couple of things. I don't know, man. Delict, I like the defender. I like his fighting mentality, but Delicted একটা ব্যাপার আছে যে if you really have like United really looked very comfortable when Harry Maguire came on today. This is not a মানে this is the problem, I guess. This is what the problem is. মানে হ্যারি ম্যাগুয়ারকে আনা লাগছে to stabilize the defense. A guy that is slow as hell, but he was winning the first balls.
This guy has
So
authority, man.
অথরিটি আছে, এরিয়াল আছে, সব ওকে। আমার আইডিয়াল ডিফেন্ডার কি জানো? আমার আইডিয়াল ডিফেন্ডার হচ্ছে হ্যারি ম্যাগুয়ার উইথ পেস। That is if you Harry Maguire.
This same Maguire was so slow in the Arsenal set pieces.
না, ম্যাগুয়ার ছিল।
Hey, in the Arsenal set pieces, he had his hand outstretched.
But he was not
Like this.
marking. Like he was not
He
marking
wasn't
anybody.
marking, but all those Arsenal players were swarming from his right and left. I don't know if you saw that clip.
Yeah, but he should have marked at least
Number
Saliba
9.
or
He's center back. He should mark
yeah,
number 9.
yeah.
And
But
what is up with the Arsenal set pieces, man? সবাই একটা কোনায় গিয়ে দাঁড়ায় থাকে, তারপর দৌড় দেয়।
ওটা হচ্ছে যে গলিতে খেলার সময় যে থাকে না, স্কুলে খেলছিল জীবনে, স্কুলে ওই যে খেলার সময় যে গোলকিপারের সামনে দাঁড়ায় থেকে মানে গোলকিপারকে সরায় দাও।
They keep on cutting in, shooting a lame shot on target and winning corners. Is really that's Premier League?
I mean that's Stoke City. বারবারটা বলছে না, Arsenal are the new Stoke City.
I couldn't have said it better myself.
But আমার কথা হচ্ছে যে প্রিমিয়ার লিগ হোক আর যেটাই হোক, the thing that De Gea used to do, he used to slap them. No, পারতো না যখন, তখন কি
he's
করতো
my
যে
favorite keeper of all time.
no, he got bullied a lot in the beginning, but after a while he's like, you know what, if you guys are obstructing my area, আমি তোমাদেরকে থাপ্পড় মারা শুরু করবো। ক্ল্যাপিং, লাইক থাপ্পড় তো না, মানে ওদের মাথার মধ্যে মানে ইয়ে করতো আর কি। So I think Onana should have done that. He has the muscles, he just doesn't have the brain.
There, what he would do, he would unsettle the players who are storming, crowding him. He would unsettle them. He would shoulder them. He would like হাত বাড়াইতো, জেনে শুনে হাত বাড়াইতো while he's touching their face. Like ওদেরকে unsettle, concentration mess up করে দিত।
হ্যাঁ, না পারলে নিজে একটা ধাক্কা লাগে পড়ে গিয়ে বলতে হয় রেফারি আমাকে ফাউল করছে। So do that even. That's part of the game. But Manchester United, they are not a big club anymore. They're far from it. It's a fact, and squader অনেক change করা লাগবে, or else they're gonna be what, they're 13 right now. They're gonna be probably around this 13, 14.
এই যে এটা হবে দেখো।
Rashford needs to go. Garnacho or he has ability, but I think his mind এর মধ্যে ঢুকে গেছে যে ওই যে এভারটনের সাথে গোল করার পরে bicycle kick, I am the best, I have the Ronaldo mentality. He doesn't. So
this is the first time United lost a Premier League game after Haaland scored. Usually when Haaland scores in the Premier League, United didn't lose. This is their first game.
No, but Haaland or
no, just data wise.
I know, but Haaland, PlayStation Haaland and real life Haaland অনেক difference আছে।
EFC Haaland is awesome, man.
Yeah, EFC Haaland is the best. আমি আজকে এখনো খেলে আসছি। জটিল। If you guys really want to see what
you play seasons or ultimate team?
না, আমি সিজনস মাঝে মাঝে ওই ক্যারিয়ার মোডও খেলি। রিবিল্ডিং ম্যানচেস্টার ইউনাইটেড, তারপরে হয়ল্যান্ডকে নিয়ে, ও তো স্কিল লেভেল আরো বেড়ে যায় যত তুমি ক্যারিয়ার ডিপে যাবা। That guy becomes faster, stronger. So you guys, if you want to see what Haaland can be,
EFC.
Yeah. Anyway, so Manchester United done, gone, but only mention I can do is like, if you really want to make some points with differential, Lenny Euro. Buy him. He's only, I think, 4.3 million pounds.
Yeah, excellent for your budget.
Yeah, if you don't want an Okoli or anyone like that, replace that with Lenny Euro. Sabe রাখতে পারেন. You can keep it there, and then against Bournemouth, the Wolves, Newcastle, definitely gonna play. Southampton, Brighton এর সাথে খেলতে পারে. So those are the I think the ones that I think.
For me, it's Bruno and Ahmed.
ব্রুনোকে আমি জীবনে অত টাকা খরচ করে নিব না। আমি টাকা বাঁচায় অন্য যে কার্কেস মার্কেস।
He deserved that free kick goal today.
He did, but Bruno huffs and puffs a lot, man. That guy needs to figure out some stuff, and then he loses possession. He needs to hold on to the ball.
Gets dispossessed, yes.
Yeah, আর ওর স্পিডও কমে গেছে, so ওটা একটা প্রবলেম। Newcastle.
Excellent fixtures coming up.
এক্সেলেন্ট না তো, মানে লেস্টার, ইপসউইচ, অ্যাস্টন ভিলার সাথে গিয়ে ধরা খাবে, ম্যানচেস্টার ইউনাইটেডের সাথে গিয়ে ড্র হবে, টটনহ্যামের সাথে ইটস এ টস আপ, তারপরে গিয়ে মানে গেম উইক 21 থেকে
21 থেকে ওরা করবে, but in next দুইটা fixture mouth watering fixtures, you need your Isak and the Gordon or maybe a Fabian Schär who scored an unbelievable equalizer against Liverpool.
হ্যাঁ, but
It was a
Barnes was
lucky one. I get it,
ওটা
but
Kelleher's দোষ.
definitely he was off his line.
Yeah, but Harvey Barnes, he can be a
Differential,
differential. Yeah,
big differential.
with Isaac. Now, তোমার favorite, Nottingham Forest.
Team Milenkovic.
মিলানকোভিচের না কেউ জানতো না, আজকের পরে সবাই চিনছে, আর তুমি তো চিনছো হচ্ছে ওই যে আমি ফ্লোরেন্টিনার কথা বলার পরে।
ওটা বলার পরে যে কিনছি ডেভিড ডে হেয়ার টিমের মেম্বার, I'm like that's it, I have to bring him in. তো তখন থেকে I've held on to him. I've held on to Milenkovic.
But he's been giving you consistently 5-6 points.
He's been constantly giving points except for ওদের মাঝখানে যে অফ ফর্ম হইলো, আমি তখন আয়নাকে দেখতেছিলাম, বাট আজকে মিলঙ্কোভিচ যখন গোলটা দিছে I was like, wow, if he gets his clean sheet today, I know it's United, I know I have my bias,
That's
but
where the support gets
when
blurred.
the
See, I told
FPL
you.
comes in, it's like, oh, clean sheet হইলে, and then I see Brunoর পায়ে ball, I'm like, oh no, ওরা তো ইউনাইটেড সাথে খেলতেছে, ক্লিন শিট হইলে FPL এর জন্য ভালো, কিন্তু আমার পয়েন্ট টেবিলের জন্য ইউনাইটেড তো গোল দিতে হবে। So, but still he got me 7 points, so it's good for my defense.
Matt Sells অনেকে আছে, thankfully
Yes,
Matt Sells
so
আজকে পয়েন্ট
if
পাইছে
you
নাকি,
have
আজকে
Nottingham
পায় নাই।
Forest, so they play Aston Villa, Brentford, Spurs. So these are not bad fixtures if you want to invest in the defense.
But
Uh,
I think Aina, the player ভাই,
oh yeah, he's so
is a
good, so
he's a
intelligent,
he's a fine player.
so intelligent.
Uh, I think Manchester United should sell Dalot to Real Madrid for whatever millions they get and buy Aina. That's it. Game, set, and match. This is exactly what I tweeted today.
Nice.
Yeah, man, come on. Like, Southampton. Yeah, pore. Dibbling? আর কেউ নাই তো। সাউথহ্যাম্পটনে কেউ নাই।
They're doing
relegation.
terrible,
Yeah,
but the
they're gonna.
good thing about Southampton is that they have some resilience in the team now. They have some chemistry in the team now. That's why ওরা এক ঝাঁকে 4-5 গোল খাচ্ছে না। I mean, Chelsea's কাছে খাইছে, I get it, but that was because of that. But until they got that red card, Southampton were actually doing good. And that Chelsea Southampton game, Palmer could have scored 4 goals. 4 goals. Palmer was also my captain. He didn't. I'm like, okay. And the other guy also missed chances. It was Madueke. Madueke scored the toughest goal and missed the easiest chances. And I had Madueke for 4 weeks.
Oh, you don't have him anymore?
Sold him.
আবার নিয়ে নাও। So, Southampton পরে আসতেছে Spurs, Tottenham Hotspurs, Spurs.
They're playing Southampton next, but Spurs has been so terrible that I can't even recommend. One of my favorite players, Son, plays, but Son is off form. Solanke is A9. He caught a virus. But I think for me, Brennan Johnson is the only person who can pick.
আর Kulusevski.
Yes, Kulusevski is
Sometimes.
facing heavy rotations because of the European fixtures and EFL.
Yeah.
So he's more preferred in the European fixtures.
আর ভিকারিওকে কি মানে বেঞ্চে বসাইছে পারফরম্যান্সের জন্য? Is he injured?
I don't know. Who did they play last?
Forster. Fraser Forster.
Forster wasn't good. He wasn't good.
No, but I think
Oh no,
Vicario
he was good. He's made a lot of saves.
Yeah, but Vicario for something, I think his performance is gonna drop his or something like that. Anyway, Spurs খেলবে হচ্ছে চেলসির সাথে. I hope Jackson scores a lot. That's all. West Ham ভাই ওদের ম্যানেজার এখনো যায় নাই.
If you wanna keep I don't know, Bowen is the only one. Bowen Kudus.
আর ইয়ে আছে Kudus, Bowen, আর Antonio Mikel. He had a car crash, so he might be out.
Oh, I didn't know that. Is he okay?
Apparently he is fine, but he was airlifted to the hospital, so legs like কিছু injury হয়েছে.
My goodness.
So he crashed his Lamborghini or his Ferrari. I think his Ferrari. বড় লোকদের জেলা গাড়ি থাকে।
West Ham খেলে এত বড় লোক কেন?
অনেক বড় লোক। 2019-এ গাড়ি ক্র্যাশ করে এবার গাছের সাথে ওটা লাগাইছে।
Was he drinking?
এটা তো জানেন, এটা বলে নাই।
English media weird ভাই।
Details are very scarce. জানবো আমরা শিগগিরই জানবো, না হলে বন্ধ থাকবে।
Speaking of West Ham, a lot of people own Fabianski. Do you know that?
I do, and also Ami was the only one who owned Todibo, and Todibo had a bust up with the manager. So Todibo is a good defender. He's just in a bad team. So Todiboকে যদি কেউ কিনে অকলির জায়গায় রাখতে চান রাখতে পারেন. He will come good once they have a new manager.
Fabianski is only 4.1 million. Maybe that's why people rush to him. He's only owned by 19.6% of the game. So
And
he's a
he's
very
playing
good,
though.
yeah, he's a very good second keeper if you have a budget issue. Like if you need Haaland, Salah, Palmer,
Yeah.
then you need Fabianski as a second keeper.
Okay. And we wrap it up with our beloved Cunha's Wolves.
Wolves has nice fixtures coming up: Ipswich, Leicester, and Manchester United. So all three of them are terrible teams. So Cunha, I would hold on to him.
You think you hold on to Cunha?
Yeah, I'm gonna hold on to him.
আচ্ছা আচ্ছা I'm gonna hold on to Stan Larson because if he doesn't score, he gives an assist. আর স্ট্রাইকিং ডিপার্টমেন্টে আমি একটু ক্রাইসিস, অত দামি দামি স্ট্রাইকার আমি নিতেছি না। সো দেখা যাক। উইসা মিসা আছে, উইসা কুনিয়া, এভানেনসন। এভানেনসন is an option, but right now জ্যাকসন থাকলে বেশি দামি দামি রাখা যায় না। জাও পেড্রো দেখি কি করে।
Wolves in terms of FPL, it's on always has been Larson Cunha. I know a lot of people rush to A Nori, but defensively Wolves are leaking goals a lot. So I would not go on. Agnori is also on 4 yellow cards. As soon as he picks up his fifth yellow card, he will be suspended, which we saw the case with a number of players this week.
Yeah. All right, so আমরা এটা মানে players to buy and sell and hold on to stuff like that. So now we're
For
gonna
the
wrap it
festive
up with
season, yes.
for the festive season, and we're gonna wrap it up with captains.
Gameweek 16, in terms of the fixture ticker, the best fixture is with Arsenal, Aston Villa, Bournemouth. But there's a couple of fixtures that's going under the radar. That's Newcastle playing with Leicester at home, Spurs playing Southampton away, and Wolves playing Ipswich at home. Why? These are your differential captains, which means Saka is going to be highly captained this upcoming week, 14 December, game week 16. But a lot of people will go for your Isaks. A lot of people will go for Salah, who's playing Fulham at home. But I think it's going to be an excellent match, Liverpool Fulham. Like it's gonna be toe to toe. They're gonna go very well. I mean, Fulham doesn't have a chance to win, but it's gonna be a very competitive match. But Isak is your
Yeah.
differential captain. Brennan
Reece
Johnson is
Nelson
a
কিন্তু injured.
sorry.
Fulham.
K injured.
Reece Nelson.
Yes, I'm sorry. Yeah, he's injured. He's
So
injured.
তাহলে টোটো নাও হইতে পারে unless আডামা টাওয়ারে যদি নামে
Traore
তাহলে
will
বেবি লাগে।
start. Traore will start. They're
Yeah.
keeping him for the big games.
Johnson baby oil লাগায়।
Strand Larson, Konya differential captains, and for Spurs is Brennan Johnson as a differential captain.
Wow.
What do you think
That,
for game week 16?
I stick with Salah
Yeah,
as
all
as
faithful.
captain. হ্যাঁ, because he's in a hot form. ও স্কোর না করলে অ্যাসিস্ট করবে।
At Anfield, he's monstrous.
Yeah. So অ্যানফিল্ডে সালাহকেই রাখা উচিত।
Yeah, I'm considering between him and Salah and Palmer, Brentford at home. Defensively, Brentford is worse than Fulham, so I'm banking on Palmer. I'm still not sure. So I'll be making this transfer in a different time zone. I have to let our viewers know that I'm actually traveling in less than 24 hours. I'll be in Bangladesh. So my ability to pod is very iffy 50-50 until game week 22 for the next 6 game weeks. You might have to just have Adil as your FPL guru. And I will, if I can, I will record and send, or I will try to join in for at least a couple of pods.
আমার তো কোনো সায়েন্টিস্টের কোনো ডেটাই নাই, সো আমি খালি লেনে ইউরো আর অকুলি করে যাব। So I don't think they will
Oops.
want to hear it.
You need some non-veg options. You can't just keep banking on broccoli.
Yeah, মাশরুমস নিয়ে আসতে হবে। না, ওটা ভেজের মধ্যেই পড়তেছে।
Biryani.
বিরিয়ানিটা কে হবে?
Biryani is never good without moshla. So you need game week 16 but a festive season or moshla biryani. It has to be a Chelsea player or an Arsenal player.
কালকে বোঝা যাবে against Tottenham. We can have a say about Chelsea. Where I mean, Chelsea can probably going to finish in the top 3,
They
but
will, yeah.
we have to know like কতখানি, মানে how close they're gonna give Liverpool a run for their money.
Hmm.
Is there a chance of Manchester City missing out on the Champions League?
There's a chance, but I would not rule them out yet.
4th থেকে যদি ফিফথ হয়,
No, these guys are very resilient. They will not miss our Champions League.
আচ্ছা, too early to bring that up, huh?
No, they're already starting to perform after their rough patch, so they're gonna come back really strong
But ক্রিস্টাল প্যালেসের সাথে আবার ড্র করছে।
with a red card.
Yeah, so okay, so this is it for the entire episode of FPL Moshla segments and Moshla stuff. Any other football related news we'll cover in the next videos?
Just one last thing about Eduardo Bove that we covered in the last game week. He's okay and everything. He has to leave Serie A just like Ericsson because he's been fitted with a defibrillator, and according to Serie A rules, he cannot play with that. So he will be a free agent looking for a different league, different team. Don't rule out Premier League. He might be a Premier League asset very soon.
Yeah, and I think Serie A needs to change their rule because look at Ericsson playing in the Premier League, the most intense league in the world. ও খেলতেছে আর ইটালিয়ান সেরিয়া তো হচ্ছে ঘুমানো লিগ।
And he had a great season with Brentford when he came back.
Yeah, so all right, so I guess we'll wrap it up here. Thank you so much for watching, everyone. And Fardan, তুমি time zone তো ম্যাটার করে না, scientists can join in from
Yeah,
anywhere.
lab er kono hours nahi. It's open all
Lab
the
doesn't
time.
have any hours, like 24 hours service.
Yes, yes.
Get your scientist stuff together. If not, then আমার চেহারা সবাইকে দেখতে হবে বা আমার গলা শুনতে হবে, but it's okay. We'll make it work.
I'll be seeing FPL from the Bangladeshi perspective, so I'll see how they talk about it. I'll probably have some good Moshla conversations, so
Please do.
I can't wait to share that. If I need to record and send, I'll send. Even if it's a voice clip, I'll send.
Please do, because আমাদের এখানে অনেক বোরিং হয়ে যাচ্ছে, খালি ইংলিশ প্রিমিয়ার লিগ আর বাংলাদেশের প্লেয়ার মানুষদেরকে একটু বলো তো অন্য লিগগুলো কি দেখে।
If I can, I can at least try to bring in a guest, like a Bangladeshi guest, FPL.
Oh, that'll be
so give me some time.
That'll be good. Anyways, we will see you guys in the next video. Please do not forget to subscribe and comment
and like the video if you liked it.
Yeah, and turn on your notifications so that when we post a video, you're already notified.
Get notified right away, and also comment.
Comment আমার সাথে meet করেন, please. সবাই, please, let's comment. Who's the best goalkeeper in the world?
Let's have a conversation.
This time, who's the worst goalkeeper in the English Premier League? Do we know that?
So let's put this a question for everybody. See who comments.
Yeah, আমার answer হচ্ছে Andre Onana, worst goalkeeper in the Premier League. All right. Take care. Bye.
Assalamu alaikum.